Now we will continue in an unusual way. We will have a debate now, and then we will interrupt our discussion at 20 past because the next panelist will join us.
¿Puedo? Sí, bueno, por una vez. Tengo una pregunta a Marcela Szymanski sobre una cuestión relacionada con el contexto político y cómo implica el contexto político también un impacto en la libertad religiosa.
My question is about the political context and about the impact of the Forum of St. Paul. This forum created a platform for access to power in Spanish-speaking countries and Portuguese-speaking countries. What I'm asking about is the impact on the political context. And I also would like to ask a question of Mr. Toruño. It's about the manipulation of religious minorities. Today is the 26th, and 3 days ago, the New York Times Daily devoted a whole page to a Catholic priest from Venezuela. It was one whole page in the Sunday issue of New York Times. And they said that the priest actually approved the Bolivarian regime in Venezuela. We know that there's the narrative to divide between hierarchy and people, and we know that this narrative is present in Nicaragua. And you may also know that this narrative is also present in some other Spanish-speaking countries. So Marcela first.
I guess in English, huh? So that some understand directly. Check, okay. Have options. Yeah, in the executive summary of our report of this year, there are 2 articles about Latin America in the summary that I had the opportunity to write. One about the Foro de Sao Paulo and one about the Cuban model being followed in several Latin American countries. Now, Foro de Sao Paulo sounds like some nice convention or something like that. In 1989, Fidel Castro and Ignacio Lula da Silva, who was not yet the president of Brazil, they founded this foro, this convention of left-wing parties with the objective to reestablish a branch of communism, socialism, that is proper to Latin America. So the members of the Foro de Sao Paulo are political parties, not countries, okay? So there are political parties affiliated with this line of thought. For example, even some members, some Democrats of the US, of the United States, like Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, is also a member of this Foro de Sao Paulo. She has gone to the meetings, etc. What is it that they do? They may organize a network based on the political party in order to prolong their stay in power. Why? Because they are still like to look democratic, but they don't. They are not really. So they twist, in the sense that okay, I'm the president now, but tomorrow, next year, I won't be. It will be Aníbal, my friend. But then I will make sure that all the institutions that would have blocked his way disappear in the meantime, like the electoral tribunal, like the judiciary power, etc. So they help one another to destroy the checks and balances, and then there comes a new candidate, and obviously it's going to win. So their objective is to get to power and stay as long as possible. In this way, there are already 13 countries in Latin America that are governed by this ideological family. And as I mentioned earlier, they have this need of continuous supply of funds and weapons, and they have found their best bet in making alliances with organized crime, with the cartels. We are very alarmed to see that they not only expanded from Mexico, but also from other countries, and they are arriving to Brussels, they go to Belgium, and to the Balkans, and to the most amazing places. They have arrested Mexicans. You know, it's really something that has to be done, because what happens, the role of the church and of the religious organizations to give hope and a future to the citizens, preventing them from migrating, preventing them from joining the organized crime networks, is costing money to the criminal organizations. So what they have been doing, certainly in Latin America, is that they kill the priests because they are offering hope. So that is how such problem becomes a religious freedom problem. And yeah, so that's basically the response for that.
Byla pro Anibala.
Aníbal.
Decías la dedicación de toda una página del New York Times o Washington Post.
You mentioned that the New York Times dedicated a whole page to the priest you had mentioned. It seems to me that from the perspective of journalism, maybe they do not see the whole picture. I'm a journalist myself. I work in radio, and it would be great if they dedicated a full page to Bishop Alvarez, to Monsignor Alvarez or Baez, whose stories really are worth talking about, and these would horrify the world if only people heard about them. In the church, we see everything. And the fact that the article was published by such a respected newspaper, that would have been a good opportunity to show the examples of what's happening in Venezuela, what's happening in the countryside, what's happening locally, what's going on inside the country, what's happening to the Catholics, what's happening to the nuns. I think that if we talk about this topic, or when we talk about the topic, it's always difficult to turn the world's attention to our countries, the attention of the big media. Because when they do this from this perspective, I feel it says very little compared to what is actually going on. And of course, it's a blessing when a leading newspaper at this level talks about what's going on in Nicaragua, because they rarely give us the space. And when I come here, and I have the opportunity to talk here to all of you, and can present what's going on in our country, I transparently tell the truth about what's happening. We need people like you, including the media, including journalists, to see the horrors happening in Nicaragua, but also in Venezuela, in Cuba, where every day human rights are violated, where every day Christians lose the right to go to Mass, and they are being questioned by the police. Wearing a cross is a reason to be imprisoned in my country. And as I mentioned, having a Bible is a crime. It is my wish to have the reach to make people know. Our next speaker on the line, he's calling in from the remote Pacific, because the final part is about new